Hi, welcome back to Mildly Familiar, the only show where Gage is your host. Today, I am going to be talking to Nikkinacks. She is a Newgrounds artist and a cat enthusiast based out of Seattle. We're going to have a lot of fun talking to her today. I met her at a Halloween party a couple years ago, and so we're just going to have a great time. I'm excited to get her know her better. Yeah.
You ever been to a party where everything is going swell? And you turn to somebody, say, I'm Gage, I hope you're well. And they say, we've met before. And you say, oh no, I knew they looked mildly familiar. Mildly familiar, oh no.
Nikki, here's a hard question. If you're at like a Target or something and someone comes up to you and goes, Nikkinacks? Ha, more like a Nikki snack, and they start licking their lips, what do you do?
I run away immediately with no hesitation.
Hi, welcome to the show, Nikki.
Thank you, Gage.
How you doing this fine Saturday morning?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's a non-work day, chill vibes going. Hanging out with you, hanging out with my cat Mooch. He's being a gremlin on the desk, but yeah, just having a good Saturday so far.
Nice. You're telling me about how you got, as the kids say, crunk last night with the ciders.
Yes, my wonderful roommate and I, Emily, we were having some ciders. I don't drink that much anymore, but we were having a good time, just being good pals, just being like, oh, you're a great roommate. No, you're a great roommate. Oh, you're a great friend. No, you're a great friend. And we kept drinking, and then I had a little bit of a headache this morning. No, nothing serious, just a little bit of a headache and a little bit of a grogginess, so I had to delay our interview for like an hour.
Okay. I was like, oh man, Nikki must be really busy. She's probably finishing up a mission or something. No, it was just the ciders.
So embarrassing, but I had to be honest. Yeah, that's what happened.
I appreciate the honesty. You don't want to come on here spitting lies. People have been exposed for less.
Oh, and I don't want to be on camera being like, oh, how's it going, Gage? I got a real bad headache. Yeah, just not being upbeat,
Yeah, no, I appreciate you bringing your A game because this is the top rated show on the internet.
I've heard so much about it.
Nikki, we actually have an interesting history. Not an interesting history, a very bland history, actually.
So the complete opposite.
Yeah, actually the complete opposite. The point I was getting at is, do you remember how we met or where we met?
Remind me.
That's perfectly fine. I forget.
It was at a party, wasn't it?
Yes. It was at a Halloween party.
Yes, okay. Halloween party.
I want to say 2018 or 2017. And you were giving out these little, here, I'll show it to the camera.
Oh yeah.
I have this little mooch sticker.
Yeah, little mooch sticker.
And I'm like, oh, she's delightful. And to put the heat back on myself, I was drinking quite a bit. And when I saw you, I introduced my name as something else. Not Gage, but I think I said, I'm like, hey, my name's Frederick or something. And then there was this party like a week later, and I also saw you at that party, and I was like, hey, I'm Gage. And you're like, I know! You lied to me! I'm like, oh my gosh, this person must hate me. Because I lied about my name.
I remember that now. I think I knew your name was Gage. I hadn't actually met you yet, and I saw it, and I think we came across one another at the party, and then you introduced yourself as someone else, and I didn't want to, call you out. I'm like, I wonder if he'll actually just keep this up, and you never corrected. You were never like, oh, I'm actually Gage. And so by the time I saw you next time, I was like, this motherfucker.
Interesting. Not to toot my own horn, but did my reputation precede me?
A bit, yes.
Oh dear, I don't know how exactly to feel about that. Well, But thank you, I guess.
No. You've always come off as a really nice, funny guy, very humorous, like playful. So you didn't offend me. Everything was all good with that.
Oh, thank you.
You've always been very personable. Like, you're very good at engaging people. Get it? Engaging, because your name's Gage.
I do get it.
You're good at engaging people. You're good at conversation. I've always admired that about you.
Oh, thanks, Nikki.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea we had all these preconceived notions going in. I was just like, oh, I know Nikki from like Twitter and stuff. I've met her a couple times. It would be fun to talk to her. But now I know what you're storing up there. All these all these biases about me. I had no idea.
I have all these secret ideas about these people.
Well, to be fair, everyone does to like an extent. You're like, oh, Jeff Bridges, that guy's a drunk and he's rude at parties. I don't know if you know Jeff Bridges, but everyone has this preconceived notion about other people from what they've heard about through like mutual friends or whatever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just being online, because it's just a window into someone's personality. Not even personality. Some people I know online act the complete opposite, in real life than they do online. To say that you really know someone just based off of just online can be sometimes a little bit difficult. Like if you just follow them on Twitter or something. That's why it's always good to meet people in real life if you can. But of course, with COVID, that's been very difficult lately.
But yeah, I wanted to ask you, you didn't like dress up or anything at that Halloween party, did you? Are you big into cosplay, as the kids say?
I've never been into cosplay. I've always thought it was really cool, but I could never put the effort in myself to get that dressed up. But I've always, like, when I table at art conventions and I see people in these elaborate cosplays, I think it's so amazing, so cool, because that's like someone's passion, and they spend so much time creating and all these fine details in it, and they just know the character inside and out, and they not even just look like the character sometimes with the cosplay, but personality-wise, it's to a T. So I've always really admired it, but for myself, I've never gotten into it. But I do love Halloween. I do like to, dress up a little spooky here and there.
Is there any other days of the year where you dress spooky, like St. Patrick's Day?
No.
Well, some may say green is a frightening color, so.
If you think, being Irish is scary, maybe. Or a little green and a little top hat thing, and yeah, maybe.
Can you imagine being Irish? That's terrifying.
Oh, terrible. Even though it's in my heritage. Awful, terrible.
Oh, me too. My grandfather on my dad's side is like big into Irish stuff, so he like cooks like Irish meals. He gets all dressed up for St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. So I've always felt a superficial connection to St. Patrick's Day.
So you make that corned beef and cabbage?
Exactly. Yeah, we got that beef stew going on. It was fantastic.
I love making that. One of the best recipes I found is cooking it in the crock pot in a slow cooker. Mm-hmm. Oh, it makes it so tender when it's done, so flavorful.
Ooh. I ate before this interview because I saw on like your Twitter bio, you're like, I like tasty food. I'm like, God damn it, we're going to be getting into food again, aren't we?
Yes, probably.
Yeah, last time I talked to Sabrina about like food and popcorn, and it was the worst experience ever. It was a good video, but it was horrible at the time of recording.
I mean, you can't go wrong with food. Food is amazing. I mean, who doesn't like good food? What's wrong with them?
That's true. There's a rumor that everybody eats, but I've yet to confirm it.
Everyone eats, but does everyone poop?
I think only one gender poops. I'm not sure which one. I wanted to ask, what's your favorite brain food while working? Do you have like almonds or popcorn or anything like that?
Brain food, so what stimulates the mind?
Something that runs your little noggin. Something that you're like, okay, I'm going to snack on X and I'm going to plow through this project.
Typically, I'm not eating when I'm working on something. I might be drinking tea though. Like I love tea. I love green tea, herbal teas. My roommate and I were really into a brand, David's Tea. It's a little bit more expensive, but all their tea is loose leaf, and they're a little bit higher quality. And so they have all these different flavors. And one of my favorite ones is Buddha's Blend. It has green tea and the some like flower petals in it. I forget exactly what it is, and has some like hints of I think mango in it. But it's so good, and I just love sipping on that in the morning, or if it's like the weekend and I'm working on something, I love to sip on that in the afternoon.
Nice, nice. The only teas I usually I wouldn't say regularly engage in, but that's not even true. I have tea like once every blue moon. Is chamomile tea to help me sleep, because I am horrible at that. Everyone can sleep except for me, it seems.
Oh no.
And lemon ginger is the other one, just to help like clear out my sinuses and such.
Ginger's really good, yeah, for your digestive system too. But the chamomile is supposed to help with your sleep, so hopefully that does help you a little bit.
Yeah, no, it does help, but when I go to bed, I need to like commit going to bed. I'm like, okay, you can't look at your phone, you can't look at the TV, you gotta read a book, and you gotta drink tea, and you gotta take this ZQuil, and it's like a whole process that I rarely engage in. Most of the time, I'm just like scrolling through Twitter on my phone, being like, "Oh, what did Jim say about the newest GameCube?"
I know you can get caught up with like the internet right before bed, and that's what keeps you up, and it sucks.
Yeah, it keeps your mind racing.
Turn that shit off, step away, put your phone like in a drawer somewhere where you can't grab it.
Yeah, fuck that phone. I'm sorry, that was a little too extreme for going to bed.
No, you're
excuse
fine.
my French.
You just get a little tense there, Gage. You gotta calm down.
That's probably why I'm not sleeping great, is because I'm cursing all the time.
Sometimes if I'm having trouble sleeping, I will indulge in CBD. I have little vape pen that has high CBD and low THC. And for those who aren't like familiar with that, that's basically marijuana, but it's not the psychosis kind. It's more like the physical feeling where you just feel good rather than mentally feeling high. So a lot of people use it as a sleep aid, and I have used it too. Just a little vape pen. I just take a couple puffs of it right before bed, and then I just lay in bed for 10 minutes, and then it hits me, and I'm out.
People have said, Gage, you should really try CBD or marijuana. That really helps you relax. And then I'm like, but just the process of trying to find marijuana and and the process of making myself relax, or whether I'm allowed to smoke in my apartment, that stresses me out so much that I'm like, forget it. Don't even try it.
Yeah.
Because it's legal here in California.
Yeah, there should be a shop where you can just go in, and as long as you're over 21, you can buy it.
Yeah, that's true. I should probably test it out, but I'm so nervous to test it out that it kind of defeats the purpose of taking it and relaxing.
Yeah, you shouldn't be nervous or uptight when taking it. Gotta be relaxed. That's why I recommend if you feel comfortable to try a vape of it rather than like smoking it or something, because the vape is hardly detectable, and if you're nervous about doing it inside of an apartment building or a house, then you could just go for a walk around the block and just bring that little vape pen, and nobody's gonna notice. No one's gonna smell it. No one's gonna see it, and then you feel good afterwards.
Yeah, I actually might try that. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh yeah, weed tips over here from Nikkinacks.
If it's not legal in your state, I don't recommend finding it. Just disclaimer to my grandmother who's watching from Florida. Don't try weed, Grandma.
Come on, Grandma, smoke a little dope. Be cool.
So you're a bad influence on my grandma. How dare you?
Come on, Grandma. Come on, I got something to show you.
No. Anyways, I also wanted to ask, how is the weather? You're currently based in Seattle, right?
Yes.
How is the weather in Seattle right now? Because here in California, it's been gloomy for the past almost a full week.
Oh, really? It's been cloudy?
Yeah, it's been cloudy, and I
Oh,
love going on walks
wow.
every day, but lately I'm just like, the sun's not out. Is it even worth it?
That's pretty funny. We've had, maybe we switched weather because the past week, it's been so gorgeous. It's been beautiful outside. It's been really sunny and somewhat like warmer than usual for this time of year for us. Like it's springtime, so it's getting sunnier, but it's not hot yet. But like last weekend, it got up to the I think mid 70s, and I was like outside laying in the sun, like it was summertime. And just today, it actually started getting cloudy again. It's a little bit rainy, but the past week it was just so nice. It was gorgeous. So that's gonna end
You're
now.
stealing our weather.
Yeah.
You're having some sort of G.I. Joe weather manipulator, and you're putting it all on Seattle and just leaving L.A. in the dust. Man, you're just making me angry in this interview.
No, I don't like to be angry. Honestly, it sounds nice that California has clouds. Like, it's nice to have a break from all that heat, I'm sure. Plus,
Oh, yeah.
you know, if you're working inside, if you're working from home a lot, like, I feel like it helps you concentrate more. Where when it's sunny, you're like, I want to go outside. I want to enjoy this nice weather. And when it's cloudy, you're like, okay, I'm going to focus on what I'm doing.
I was actually a little bummed out because going into this weekend, my parents visited this week, and then I was working, and I'm like, God, I have no projects coming up this weekend. I have the interview with Nikki, and I'm streaming, and I'm trying to hook. I'm like, oh yeah, I do actually have projects. It stresses me out when I don't have stuff to work on because it's COVID and I can't do anything social.
Oh, yeah.
So if I don't have anything like right in front of me to kind of manipulate, I sound like a horrible sociopath right there. But if I don't have
No.
anything to like meddle in, that doesn't sound great either. If I don't have anything to work on, I get stressed out because I'm like, I should be working on something. Because when you're in LA, a lot of people everyone's working on something all the time. And if you're, and for me personally, not working on something is almost like lagging behind. Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, I think that's a normal feeling a lot of people get where they feel like they're falling behind if they're not working on something. I don't think that's necessarily healthy or right to feel that way.
Probably not.
I feel like that stems from being online so much where you're constantly seeing what people are posting, what they're working on. No one's posting about just mostly people are posting about what they're doing, the positives, not the negatives in their life usually. Sure. So you're constantly seeing the positives in someone's life and comparing. But everyone's different. Everyone has a different lifestyle. Not everyone is a full-time artist. Not everyone, some people are working on art part-time. Some people aren't working on art at all right now. And some people are doing it full-time. So if you're not working on something right now, you shouldn't feel the need to just because your other friends or colleagues are working on something. Just take a step back and enjoy life. Life is really short, and you only get one life, so just enjoy it as much as you can.
No,
I'm not sure if you heard Mooch jump up there, but he just flew into the
I heard
camera.
a bit of a thump.
He went. Brrr, he like does this little noise. He just jumps right in. Mooch agrees with me. That's what he's trying to say.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll take Mooch's word for it, I guess. What? Oh, I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but you are planning to move to California in the near future.
Yeah, so probably by the end of this coming summer, I'll be moving down there, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be moving in with my boyfriend, so
Oh, congratulations!
we've been together for a long time, and it's mostly been long distance.
That's great that you still like him. It would be a problem if you're like fuck this guy, and I gotta move in with him. Oh my god. Well, I suppose.
Part of me is a little bit like that. Like, I guess I should probably move in with him by now. I mean, what else is going on? No, but I'm very excited. There's a lot of good people down there, you included.
Oh.
I've lived in Seattle my entire life, and I love it here, but I'm ready to start a new chapter in my life and experience new things in a new environment.
That's exciting. What's the primary incentive of moving here? Just friends or opportunities? Art opportunities?
I would say mostly just for friends. If art opportunities pop up over there, that would be great, but that's not my goal. I'm not trying to get a job in the industry at the moment. I'm content with what I'm doing right now. I work at a orthodontic clinic, and that pays good money, has good benefits, and it's something I'm happy with doing right now, but I hope in the future, when I move there, that I have more time to do personal art. Like, I want to get more into selling art, do more paintings, and do more art conventions once COVID is, a little bit better.
A little settled down.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any jobs lined up, or any prospects that you're like, I want to work at another orthodontist office, or I'll work anywhere, just as long as there's a paycheck? Or
I'd probably work in like the health, like either an orthodontic or dental clinic again, just because I'm familiar with that type of work, and I'm comfortable, and I feel like I'm good at what I know there, and it is good money in that field, and that's what I strive to do, is just be able to support my loved ones and pets and everything. So probably get a similar job as I do now. I don't have anything lined up, but I have money saved up so that when I go down there, I don't have to feel rushed to get a job right away. Like, I have time to kind of move in and get familiar with the area, and then take my time finding the right job.
That's awesome. I'm glad you have that opportunity, and and taking a month off sounds fantastic to me. I know it's not like off, like you're doing absolutely nothing. You're moving in and such. But
Yeah.
I love that idea of, okay, here's the transition period of my life. I have a little time to myself. I'm going to use it to the best of my ability.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe you're not like that. Maybe you're like, ugh, I got to do everything in this tiny amount of time. I don't know you, Nikki. I'm just postulating once again my preconceived notions.
Yeah, there you go. What's going on there, Gage? No.
That's okay. That's okay. We gossip about each other all the time. I can smell it.
No, just because we're wearing the same color shirt. No.
After this call, I'm going to be like, ugh, Nikki was wearing the same thing, and she didn't even offer to change.
I can't believe Gage just stole my style. He's just trying to one-up me once again.
Yeah, no, that's my shtick. I try to bring people on here so I can just smush them down, either stylistically in fashion. I can push them down in fashion, or just pure art. I think your art is fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
So I'm trying to push you down any way I can.
Well, thanks for that, even though you're a bully.
I am a little bit of a bull. I'm a liar and a bully. That's what we've established in this conversation.
It's okay. I like bullies. I like people who, have a little sass to them.
I have a little sass, but it always comes from a place of jest and camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's never malicious.
Yes. And that's the good kind.
Unless I don't like you.
Yeah, unless you don't like the person, then you're just flat out just be F you, bud, then that's fine. That's fine too, I guess.
There's only a couple people. I can count the people who I dislike, not even hate, just dislike on one hand. And I'm just like, And I would be like, I guess I just wouldn't be in the same room with them. I don't. As I grow older, I feel like there's not a lot of hate left in me. When I was younger, I'm like, oh, I hate this. I don't like this person on the internet. But now I'm just like, I'll just not be around them. That's fine.
Yeah, I feel like hate is a very strong word, and I don't think I even necessarily hate people. There's certain people it's like, nah, I'd rather just not have you in my life, so we're just not gonna be around
So
each
goodbye.
other no more. Just like, moving on.
That's fantastic. I'm glad we're a couple of positive polys just plowing through life. I love it.
Absolutely, it's good to be positive. You can't. I mean, life is life itself is so negative. You can't let it get you down. You have to stay positive. That's what I was talking about with my roommate last night. You gotta just live your best life. You gotta be positive. Not even in like a weird like live, laugh, love type of way. Just be happy. Just enjoy. Like see the good in things that happen, not like the bad things, and you'll be on a better path.
Yeah, not to get too hippy-dippy, but if you try to put, I guess this somewhat goes back to the Twitter thing we were talking about. If you put your best self forward and you try to be as nice and as welcoming as possible, people tend to return the favor.
Absolutely, I agree. If if people don't tend to help out someone who's always negative and putting others down, they're going to want to go and help someone out who's always helped others out and tried to be positive.
I try to constantly lift people up. I don't know if I'm any good at it, but I try. And I
think you're very good at it.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I don't want to get too hippy-dippy, but live your best life. Be positive and welcoming as possible. If people don't return that favor or are intentionally kind of ugly to you, you don't have to talk to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't spend your energy on people who don't return the love or kindness, whether that goes for like anything, for like relationship, friendship, or just someone you're working with. If you're not getting what you're putting in back, move on.
Yeah. And yeah, there are plenty of people out there that would be delighted by your presence and would really appreciate some love, some live, love, laughter in their life.
Yes, without the live, love.
Yeah, I know you're trying to steer away from that, but I intentionally put that in there.
You brought it back. I was like, no, without being this, you're like, actually, Gage is like, I'm going to just bring it here.
Actually, have you seen this Julia Roberts movie?
God.
Oh, that's Eat, Pray, Love. I'm totally mixing those up. Those are totally different things.
Just a little different there.
I don't. It's the same sort of sentiment. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. I get you.
But going back to what you were saying about Halloween and dressing up, I noticed that on your social media you put forward that you like demon girls and witches. Do you have any fun media that you like to refer to every time you're like, oh, I'm talking about a witch, oh, I'm talking about a demon? Do you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Angel or any shows or television shows like that?
I have to say I've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I know a lot of people have, and a lot of people are like cult followers, but I have yet to sit down and watch that. I've always, I don't know where it came from. I think it stems from, when I was younger, I would draw a lot. Like I'm sure everyone did this. They would draw like their own fake Pokemon or like Digimon.
Hell yeah!
They draw their
came
own
to
little.
the right show for Pokemon.
Yeah, just they make up their own little creatures. And as I got older, it kind of evolved into demons.
Much like Pokemon.
Like, I don't know how the connection happened there. I always thought demons were cool. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I've always liked, Harry Potter. I loved that series. I loved witches. I loved the world of just the wizardry. I love magic. I love the concept of that being real. there's that one anime I thought that was really cute that came out not too long ago. Little Witch Academia. That show is just like really, really cute, really charming. I don't know. I've always just really liked demons. I've just always liked darker stuff. I've always liked kind of gruesome horror-like things.
Do you have any favorite horror movies or horror TV shows that you'd like to share with the class?
I really loved Silent Hill. The movie is good too, but the game, I remember playing the Silent Hill game when I was really little. I think it was Silent Hill 3, the one with the nurses in the hospital. And, oh god, it was so creepy. I thought it was so cool though. And zombie movies too. Like I watched a lot of 28 Days Later. I liked The Walking Dead when it first came out, that TV show. I really liked zombies, but I feel like in a weird way that was like trendy for a while, and now it's not as trendy. Like you don't see as many like zombie movies anymore.
That was weird because Shaun of the Dead like sort of preempted that, but it was making fun of that genre at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But it started this whole zombie trend, like Left 4 Dead, 28 Days Later, Walking Dead.
Yep. Played a lot of Left 4 Dead. And it's weird. You would think it'd be more popular now, especially with COVID, because it's like we're living through a pandemic. You think there'd be more inspiring, cool things during this moment, but I haven't really seen that much.
I'm going to quote, do you know 9 Inch Nails?
Yes.
It was Atticus Ross or Trent Reznor who said that they wanted to do kind of their magnum opus during COVID, and and now they're describing how they're unable to get inspiration and unable to have sort of that artistic vision while they're just huddled up in quarantine. So they're just doing their best to kind of get by. So that's how I imagine a lot of artists must be feeling right now. They're just trying to get by this horrible
absolutely.
COVID thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's the position some people are in. You can't be creative all the time, especially when there's not outside forces inspiring you or angering you, quite honestly.
Yeah, you can't. Sometimes you gotta. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not necessarily take a break, but just live in the moment of what's going on, and then.
I like to say work on yourself.
Yeah, work on yourself.
Because you're always working. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one, Gage. That's the one. That's the word.
I got you, Nikki.
Thank you.
You've been drawing all your life, right? You started seriously when it came like 18 or so?
Yeah, I would say 18 or my early 20s, where I started to take it a little bit more seriously. I started to delve more into like commission work and improve my art, and just kind of delve into other things. Like I started doing little like comics and such, and really enjoyed that. And at one point I tried doing art full time, but I don't think it was the right time for me, and I don't know, I just wasn't quite motivated to do the art thing full time at that time. I think I was like 23 or 24. I just found myself needing things that cost more money than I could afford. And that's when I decided to kind of go back to work, but still do art on the side. And then with my current position where I'm at with my current job, it's super busy there. We're understaffed, and I just don't have the energy as I used to just to work on art. So I'm not working on a lot of art right now, which is a shame, and it does bother me, but I'm just kind of doing what I am right now in order to have a better future in a couple months. So, I think things will change by the end of summer.
Do you think you're ever going to transition into art full time, or because it wasn't right at that time, but do you think eventually it will be the right time to do that transition?
It might be. It depends on a few things. From an outside perspective, I've seen a lot of people who do art for a living kind of get burnt out on it, and they don't really draw for themselves as much. Like they don't, have fun with it. And that's something I'm scared of experiencing if I do work on art full time. 'Cause I love drawing. It's something I do if I'm feeling anxious, or it's a comfort for me. It's something I really I love to doodle. I love to draw, and that is very special to me. And I don't want to lose that. I don't want it to be put towards working for something else that's not something I particularly want to do. I don't want it to turn into a job, basically. I just want it to always be fun. So I'm hoping maybe in the future I can find a nice balance with that. If not, then I'm also content just working at a job, even if it's part-time, and getting some stable income on the side while also doing art conventions and fun stuff on the other side of it.
That's actually funny you say that, because I have the exact same fear of being like, what if my artistic endeavors go really well and I'm able to do this full time? I would hate to be like, okay, you have to be creative and funny by the end of the month or you don't get paid. That's terrifying to me. And it would just be like, oh, well, I don't feel funny or creative at all. I guess I have to force it.
Yeah, and no one wants to force it. No one, you want to be very genuine all the time. And I see people who stream a lot, and I'm like, how the hell are they not burnt out? I wonder, when these people are streaming, I'm thinking to myself, are they always are they always streaming when they play games, or do they actually play games without an audience sometimes? Do they I'm so curious about that, I wonder if they ever feel burnt out.
Yeah, streaming is something not for me. I get exhausted after an hour podcast. I don't see how people can stream for 6 hours and be constantly talking throughout it. Oh, I'm getting tired just thinking about streaming for that long. I'm like, should I go back to bed?
Well, there's also some people who that's they just love doing that, and they just get more energy from doing it too. So, there's introverted people and extroverted people that might enjoy that, or
Yeah, I feel like whenever I stream, I need to stream with a partner or a friend or someone also creative, so I can bounce off of them. And if I don't feel like talking, I'll just let them take the reins and tell a story or something.
Yeah, I'd be like, you take the captain's chair here. I'm gonna.
I gotta beat this boss. I don't know what to tell you. Well, thank you so much, Nikki, for coming on and chatting a little bit. I had a lot of fun, and I think this was our first kind of. I don't want to say long form conversation, but I don't think we've sat down and talked ever until this very day.
Yeah, no, I think this was our first long conversation we've had, and even though it was being recorded for your lovely series, I still had a great time. Thank you for inviting me on here, and I really appreciate it. It's always good to talk to you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's talk more in the future. Actually, just one last thing. Just bring it up. I feel like whenever I need to talk to someone, especially if they're a creative person, I need to either bring them on a podcast or a video interview, because if not, I feel like I'm just bugging them just out of their schedule. I'm like, hey, I just want to talk just for the sake of talking, which is a perfectly valid thing to ask for. But I feel like in this creative sphere, you need to. I feel like I need to almost disguise it as working in a weird sense. Do you get that?
Yeah, I get that. But don't be afraid that you're bothering people. You're doing you, And some people, they are super freaking busy, but if they want to do it, they'll find time.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Nikki.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you again, Gage.
Oh, and if people like you, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, Nikkinacks, or I'm on Instagram as well, Nikkinacks with a Z. I also have an Etsy if you're interested. I do sell art prints and sometimes original ink drawings and vinyl stickers. And I plan to have more stuff available in my store eventually soon.
Yes.
But yeah.
Buy stuff from Nikki. Make her do art full time so she will not have fun.
You don't have to though. Don't listen to Gage completely. Just
Do half of that. Do the binds thing.
no pressure. No arm twisting. I don't no arm twisting allowed.
I'll arm twist for him. I'm like I'm like the guy at the convention that's like $50 for an autograph.
Oh God, that's too expensive.
I just wanted to say hello.
Oh no.
Well, now I'm a little bit more familiar with Nikkinacks. Nikki?
What?
Yeah, that's. I was just saying, hi, Nikki. Hey, how's it going? You ruined it. Okay.
Oh no, I did ruin it. Oh,